the out of the fire.
Bamboo fire make so, he make so.
Give me the water, the out of the fire.
Bamboo fire make so, he make so.
Out of the fire.
Bamboo fire make so, he make so.
Give me the water, the out of the fire.
Bamboo fire make so, he make so.
Bamboo fire make so. Bamboo fire make so. Bamboo fire make so. Bamboo fire make so. Make so, 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 make so. Shame, 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 Skyra, shame, 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 Skyra, shame, 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 Skyra, oh.
One day me been a bamboo dam, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there.
Sunday morning I was passing, and me see Tyra lay down there, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there. Shame, 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 Tyra, shame, 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 Tyra, shame, 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 Tyra, oh.
One day me been a walker now, and me see Tyra pon the dam, and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there.
One day me been a walker now,
Walker now,
and me see Tyra pon the dam,
pon the dam.
and me ask see Tyra what she do there. See Tyra ice up she petticoat wine like a boxing gold. See Tyra moment there, oh see Tyra moment there.
Antibes, here Antibes, here Antibes, Allah. Here 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 Antibes, here Antibes, here Antibes, Allah. For the morning cock a crow, here Antibes, Allah. Heist your bundle, there we go, here Antibes, Allah. For the morning cock a crow, here Antibes, Allah. Heist your bundle, there we go, here Antibes, Allah. Here Antibes, here Antibes, here Antibes, Allah. Here Antibes, here Antibes, here Antibes, Allah. Washa Allah, washa Allah, washa Allah fa. Yasha Allah, yasha Allah, here Antibes, Allah. Washa Allah, washa Allah, washa Allah fa. Yasha Allah, yasha Allah, here Antibes, Allah. Feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like a morning star. I feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like a morning star. I feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like a morning star. I feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like, feel like a morning star. Here Antibes, here Antibes, here Antibes, Allah. 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 See my little brown boy calling for me, calling for me, calling for me. See my little brown boy calling for me, baby want to do-do. See my little brown boy calling for me, calling for me, calling for me. See my little brown boy calling for me, baby want to do-do. Oh, he can walk, oh, he can talk, oh, he can run, till Sammy let me come home. With his stiff standing collar and his tie to multiply, he's a dashy, a dandy young man. He's a dashy, a dandy young man. See my little brown boy calling for me, calling for me, calling for me. See my little brown boy calling for me, baby want to do-do. See my little brown boy calling for me, calling for me, calling for me. See my little brown boy calling for me, baby want to do-do. Oh, he can walk, oh, he can talk, oh, he can run, till Sammy let me come home. With his stiff standing collar and his tie to multiply, he's a dashy, a dandy young man. He's a dashy, a dandy young man. He's a dashy, a dandy young man. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Vim, vap, police are come and the gala holla murder. Vim, vap, police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Vim, vap, police are come and the gala holla murder. Vim, vap, police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko chasey love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko chasey love upon the dam and the gala holla murder.
Vim fap, police a come and the gala holla murder. Vim fap, police a come and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monarch competition and concert. Welcome, Sangeeta. How are you doing tonight, Sangeeta? Are you ready for the show?
I'm so ready for the show. I love how we've little coordinated here with our Guyana flags. I have mine as a headband here, and you have yours as around your neck there. I love that. Perfect to commemorate our event for tonight.
All right. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
As always, it's awesome. So just to kind of for those of you who are watching and tuning right now, just to give you an idea, for those of you who may have missed the little chit chat that Sangeeta and I have had yesterday, to kind of fill you in as to what we're doing here. Basically, we are doing, this is a Monarch competition. And you are going to have the opportunity not only to see the winners here tonight, but also some great performances as well too. So there are two pieces to this show here. The first half, you're going to see some guest artists. So they will be performing for you. And of course, during the second half, we will reveal, the winners. The competition has been a little bit different than what you're accustomed to, by the way. So this is there is no like and share or anything of that kind. So basically, we have 6 strict criteria, and everything is based on voice and nothing more. And we obviously have studied and researched and everything. And our judges, I want to make it very clear that our judges, they have no relationship with the winners. They are not born Guyanese to begin with, but they understand music well and they understand the language as well too. So we make sure that we have chosen the right judges. Originally, we wanted to get the participants to do the judging, but we realized that that was a barrier because though the participants can sing really well, they don't have the skill set to do the judging. And so we had to make some changes. And I am not qualified to do the judging because I know all of the winners, and it would have been, some ethical, issue there, and we don't want to get into all of that. So that's a little bit of, in a nutshell. But one thing I can say, and Sangeeta will add more to it too, that 3 lives will forever change tonight, because we realize that over the years we have done a lot for Guyana and the people in Guyana. We are going to continue to do, but tonight, to commemorate Guyana independence, we want to do something for the Guyana diaspora. So what that means is doing something special for the people that live out of Guyana. So that's a little bit of a nutshell there. So how was your day today, by the way, Sangeeta?
It's been good. It's been good. It's been really exciting preparing for tonight's program. Been super excited for it. And, we have a wonderful lineup of guest artists that I can't wait to hear perform. And of course, announcing the 3 winners of the competition. So I'm very, very excited to kick things off. And how has your day been?
It has been busy, of course, because, for people who have done these kinds of things before will know that there is always, last minute pieces that we have to kind of consider and so on. But other than that, everything, has been really, really great for me.
Awesome. Good. So I just like to take a second to shout out a couple people that we have watching live with us. If you're watching live with us on Facebook, definitely drop us a comment in the live chat there. So we have a few people joining with us who have commented. Shout out to Satya Miraj, Kavita Persad. We also have Tony Boudoir, Vito Mohan. Roy actually joined us as well on the live. We'll be hearing from him. He's a guest artist later too. So welcome, good evening, and we're excited to have you all tune in with us on this one-of-a-kind journey for the first ever Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch competition and show that we are putting on tonight.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And so again, I want people to know that this show is a very unique one, extremely unique, because these winners, they are chosen based on their capability, to actually sing. So we've really paid attention to that. We have decided to do it for many of reasons. Obviously, we want to commemorate the Guyana independence, but also we saw a need to put things back on track on this. So, and so we hope that what we're doing here tonight will be an example for other people to follow along. And because that's what we do. When we see a gap, we do something to fill the need. So I'm extremely excited. I've never been this excited in a long time. That's awesome. So what we're going to do, Sangeeta, obviously, we want to value people's time, and we are going to get started. So why not introduce the first person? Keep in mind, some people we are featuring on this show, so you may have seen some of the pieces already. But for the winners' performances, you obviously haven't seen it at all. So
yeah, let's get things started.
All right.
So to kick off tonight's program, our Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch 2021, we're very, very excited to welcome Anuj D all the way from USA to perform a number for us tonight. He has such a passion for music, and he's also very new to music and the entertainment industry. He doesn't come from any sort of entertainment background or musical family, and he has no formal training either. And I think that he's done an absolutely wonderful job in what he's put together so far. So he'll be presenting a Bollywood number for us tonight.
All right. So make sure you take the time to kind of really, enjoy this beautiful performance here by the very talented Anuj.
है पता हो रहा है जुदा दोनों का रास्ता दूर जागो भी मुझसे तुम मेरी यादों में रहना कभी अलविदा ना कहना कभी अलविदा कहना कभी अलविदा ना कहना कभी अलविदा ना कहना जाने है कितना बेचैन मन जाने है कैसा दीवानापन दीवानापन कभी ना सकूं आया कभी ना कराया कभी ना सकूं आया कभी ना कराया जब से तुम पे मुझको प्यार आया कभी ना सकूं आया कभी ना कराया जब से तुम पे मुझको प्यार आया प्यार आया प्यार आया कुछ तो हुआ है मेरे इस दिल को कुछ तो हुआ है मेरे इस दिल को आँखों से तूने किसी को छुआ है कुछ तो हुआ है मेरे इस दिल को कुछ तो हुआ है मेरे इस दिल को तेरा दिल दीवाना कहीं हो गया है कुछ तो हुआ है जागे सोए कभी हंसते गाते कभी तन्हा तन्हा कभी आते जाते दिल धड़कने लगे बेवजह बेसाब दिल धड़कने लगे बेवजह बेसाब क्या इसी को मोहब्बत कहते हैं सब क्या इसी भी हंसते गाते कितना पागल दिल है कैसी ये मुश्किल है बेवजह किसी पे एतबार करे जो भी यहाँ प्यार करे जीना दुश्वार करे हो जो भी यहाँ प्यार करे जीना दुश्वार करे हो जो भी यहाँ प्यार करे जीना दुश्वार करे ओ चलने लगी है हवाएं सागर भी लहराए पल पल दिल मेरा तरसे पल पल तुम याद आए रे चलने लगी है हवाएं सागर भी लहराए
All right. That was awesome job there, by the way. Thank you so much for participating. Some of you may have seen that already. And like as I mentioned earlier, you have to listen to the words that we're saying. We are featuring a few people here for a particular reason, by the way. And some people you're going to see for the first time. So this is a show, it's a very unique show, by the way. I can tell you that because as I mentioned, you get to see some great performances. And also we're going to change the lives of 3 people. And we will explain all about that once we announce the winner. So add anything you like to add there. Of course, we appreciate everybody who's watching and listening. And I'm happy to showcase the next performances.
Yeah. And so if you're just tuning in with us, welcome to the Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch 2021 show. This is such a unique and one-of-a-kind initiative to commemorate Guyana's independence and also just to showcase how much musical talent we have within the Guyanese diaspora, between Canada and the United States. And hopefully in the future, Narayan, we'll be able to branch that out to international as well. To commemorate Guyana independence, we're going to be throwing in a couple questions, quiz questions here and there. So we want your interaction in the chat. So it's quiz time on Facebook live chat. And here's a question. Do you know what year on May the 26th, Guyana gained independence? Drop a comment in the Facebook live chat with the year. Again, that question, do you know what year on May the 26th, Guyana gained independence? Let us know in the Facebook chat. Okay, we got some answers rolling in. Yes, let's go. So far we got some answers. We have Shahid Baksh, Joe Juglal, Jenny Sukram. Amazing. Dharma Prasad. So yes, if you guessed 1966, you are absolutely correct. Well done.
It's good. It's good. It's awesome.
Okay, great. So now we're going to move over to Sonia from the USA. You've definitely seen her before if you've tuned into the Diversity and Inclusion Concert Series. She has such a beautiful voice, and we're happy to welcome her to the Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch virtual stage as a guest artist, singing a Bollywood number for us tonight.
All right.
For highlighting me, I would like to take this time to wish all of the contestants here good luck. And do remember that each and every one of you are already winners. Please enjoy this song.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sonia, for joining us. We do appreciate it, of course. Wonderful job, wonderful lady. We have more coming up, by the way.
Yes, definitely. The comments in the chat, taking a look at it, are so wonderful. So wonderful to see such enthusiasm and support from everyone joining us on the live. So thank you so much. So next, our artist is no stranger to any of the shows that Narayan has put on. And if you've been to any of the Caribbean Dream concerts in person before all of the COVID pandemic started, she's such an integral part of putting together that concert. She's a wonderful teacher and just an all-around amazing person. And we're so pleased to have her be a part of today's Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch program as a guest artist. It's none other than Melissa. We're ready, Narayan, to hear her beautiful rendition of this Bollywood song.
Absolutely.
नैना ओ नैना ऐसे हो नैना हर कोई चाहे मुझसे नैना देना
Amazing.
All right. Excellent job there, Melissa. And thank you so much. It goes to show, by the way, that when we continuously offer opportunities, we can see great results, because I can see how much, I'm sure you will agree with me, I can see how much Melissa has grown. So thank you so much. I know you've been very busy, with your teaching and all of that, but we appreciate you taking the time to still join us. Do know that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to throw things back to our Facebook live chat here for another question. So when I say Guyana, what is the first thing you think about? Drop a comment in the live chat with what comes to mind first when I say Guyana. For me, it's definitely fresh cane juice and a good egg ball. I don't know about you guys, but that's the first thing that I think about. It's always food for me. But drop it in the chat. Let's see the first thing that you think about. What is the first thing you think about when you hear Guyana? All right, we got Vito, beautiful people. Yes, absolutely. Natasha, food. I'm with you on that one. Lake Ram, back home. Kavita, rum, El Dorado. Yes. Tosif, land of many waters. Absolutely. Oh, Sonia Sapadilla. That is one of my favorite fruits. Yes, girl. Girly. We have, yes, hammock. Absolutely. I love to be in a hammock. Amazing. Oh, so many wonderful answers coming in here. Guinea, pineapple, cane, gold, home. I love that one. Absolutely. Home, for sure. So on that note, we're going to take things back to home, actually. And our next guest artist is very special because it's going to be the only artist on the show tonight that we're featuring who actually lives in Guyana. And also, fun fact, it's also so lovely for me that we've both competed in the same pageant circuit. She's from a small village on the East Coast. She's an accounting major, and she's always loved performing arts, be it singing or dancing or acting. And she's come from a very long line of performers. Apart from that, she holds the title of Miss Guyana Talented Teen 2011 and was the second runner-up in the Miss India Guyana 2019 pageant. Her aim is to use her talents to make a positive difference in the world. So it's my pleasure to announce a fellow pageant sister singing this beautiful song. Let's hear it for Sharona.
All right.
We are one people with one destiny. Together, one another, united and free. My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, you are so dear to me. Got a land of many waters with 80% that's green. 276 plus waterfalls so unique. What holds it all together? It's your diversity of flora and fauna together. We are one people with one destiny. Together, one another, united and free. My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana. Races, we're all equal, beautiful and free. Regions 1 through 10 is such a sight to see. We're culturally diverse, but on the ocean we're Guyanese. My Guyana, my Guyana, you are so dear to me. We are one people with one destiny. Together, one another, united and free. My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, you are so dear to me. My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, you are so dear to me.
All right. Wonderful job there. Thank you so much, Sharana, for taking the time, obviously, to join us. You're going to get to see her more because we obviously have seen something in her. Let me remind you, though, that this competition, it was only open to the Guyana diaspora. So what means, people who live out of Guyana. And so all the participants that you have seen so far, including her, they are all guest artists because I based on comments I've seen, for the past few days, I think people got a little bit confused. So all the participants here, they are guest artists and they want to be part of it that way. And so we had to respect that portion of it. Obviously, you're going to get to see, the artists. None of you know, by the way, who are the winners. So we have done it a little bit different, right? So one of the reasons why you don't know who the participants are is because there is absolutely no need for public voting and like and share and so on. So there was absolutely no need. We will not feature the ones that didn't make it, right? Because that's not intention. We don't want to kind of, we know what it feels like to lose and so on. We are all humans, and regardless of how we make it look when we're doing a presentation and say, oh, I'm happy for him or her, as human beings, that is never the case, right? It is just a presentation that we are doing, we're saying, but deep down inside, it is always disappointing. And if you've never been disappointed losing something, go get yourself checked because you're not a human being, because we all feel that way, including myself, right? So anyways, take it away and introduce our next performer.
All right. So do we have any people from Berbice in the live right now? If you're from Berbice, drop some fire in the chat. Our next guest artist is hailing originally from Firish Village, Berbice, Guyana. Roy, who is our next guest artist, recently moved to Asheville, NC, and has been performing live for over 10 years. He is an alternative singer-songwriter and performs solo with vocals, guitars, harmonica, weaving his very own unique Americana style throughout his own original songs as well as cover songs. He's written his own book as well during the pandemic, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's titled Walkabout, Searching for the Epic Life, a Guyanese memoir, and is available for purchase. So tonight, we have the privilege of hearing an original English genre piece. So take it away, Narayan. We are ready to hear Roy.
That's right.
Hi, my name is Roy Jackie. I'm from Firish Village. Berbice. Originally, I'm living in North Carolina in Nashville. I like to do an original song called A New Resolution. A silent stream flows under a bridge, a peaceful feeling I never felt before. Sweet little bird flying against the wind. They're going home to sleep in their nest. It's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new year, it's a new resolution. Changes will come, for better, for worse, is an evolution. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. When love comes along, open your heart. Don't close the door because of foolish pride. Forgive those who ask for your forgiveness. It's your life, so follow your dream. It's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new year, it's a new resolution. Changes will come, for better, for worse, is an evolution. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. People are lost in life, they don't understand. It's a waiting game, with cards are in your hands. Take a chance, have no regret, or in the end you'll find your peace of mind. It's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new year, it's a new resolution. Changes will come, for better, for worse, is an evolution. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Thank you.
All right. What a great performance there. Awesome job. Awesome job. You know, we have had the privilege to have him, by the way, perform at our Caribbean Dreams concert. He came all the way from the States to join us, and it was such a beautiful thing. So thank you so much, Roy. He also will be joining us later on at the end of the show to offer some advice and some encouragement to the winners, 3 winners, that is. So take it away. Sangeeta.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in with us, welcome to the Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch 2021 show. We're so happy that you've joined us tonight. It's a unique initiative to recognize the musical talents that we have within our Guyanese diaspora, tonight specifically between USA and Canada, and we'll be revealing 3 winners of this competition during the second half of tonight's show, so stay tuned. We're actually going to shoot things back to our live chat on Facebook for another quiz. So let me see how good I am memory and your high math skills is, all right? So let me know in the chat how many years of independence will be marked for Guyana on this 26th of May, 2021. So let us know in the chat. Drop your answers in the Facebook chat. Again, the question, let me know in the chat how many years of independence will be marked for Guyana this coming Independence Day, happening on May the 26th, 2021. So if you remember, the first question we asked was the year that we had independence. So let's check your math skills on that one. In the meantime, oh, we got some answers rolling in. Oh, 105 from Tosif. We got 55 from Sean, 55 from Sonia, 55 from Joe Juglal. Oh, sorry, Tosif made a typo, 55. Roy, 55. Melissa on there with 55. Awesome. So yes, the correct answer is indeed 55. Awesome.
Fantastic.
So moving along with our guest artist portion of the show, we have another singer who is no stranger to the shows that we put on in the past and has been a featured artist in many of them, especially the Caribbean Dreams concert, and more recently, the Diversion and Inclusion concert series. And this guest artist has such an amazing voice. I enjoy anytime I hear him sing. He'll be performing some Bollywood oldies for us, and it's none other than Lekram Puran.
That's right. So do enjoy. Extremely talented singer.
तेरी यादों के सिवा दुनिया में लगा क्या है तेरी यादों के सिवा दुनिया में लगा क्या है तेरे सुबह चले ये झुके शाम जले मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन पलकों के तले तेरी यादों के सिवा दुनिया में लगा क्या है पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे पहाड़ों में हंसते हुए है मेरे काबू के क्या क्या नगर इनमें फंसते हुए हो पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे पहाड़ों के हंसते हुए मेरा जीना मेरा मरना ये पलकों के तले तेरी यादों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है इनमें मेरे आने श्याम जले मेरा जीना मेरा मरना ये बेदर्दों के तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है ये बेसुध हो चले ये झूठे शाम जले मेरा जीना मेरा मरना ये बेदर्दों के तले तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है
All right. What a great job he did there. Awesome job. Thank you so much, Lekram Puran. One thing I would like to say quickly, when we first started, when we saw a need to promote these artists, we obviously decided to do something about it. So this is way back in 2002. And he started with us then, and we have grown and we have really made a name for ourselves, and he still stay with us. I want to mention and give people a heads up though, that Narayan and I, he goes by the name Narayan as well too. So two Narayans here. We are working on a unique project. So I'm doing some songwriting and he will be doing some singing. And so it will be an extremely unique project. He's extremely talented and we cannot afford to see that going waste. So that's one of the reasons we're going to work on some unique pieces. So take it away and introduce our next.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we want to know where our viewers are tuning in from. So if you can shout out in the chat what part of Guyana you're originally from and where you've migrated to, if you've migrated outside of Guyana, or if you're tuning in from Guyana or wherever internationally, we'd love to know where you're watching from. So definitely drop that in the chat so we can find out where you're tuning in from. So carrying on with the Bollywood oldies vibe, we're now going to feature an artist from the USA. We're very, very excited to have Tony B as our next guest artist on tonight's Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch show. Okay, Narayan, let's hear Tony B.
All right.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरे देखे शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालने मुझको हो मेरी यारो संभलना मुश्किल हो गया दिल में मेरी ख्वाबों तेरी तस्वीरें जैसे ये दीवारों पे तुझ पे फिदा मैं क्यों हुआ आता है उसके ये नजरों में पे मैं लुट गया मर के ये दिल रहा मैंने कहा या रहा क्या कही हो दिल रुबा खुदा ये जादू तेरी आँखों का कि मेरी कातिल हो गया गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरे देखे शराबी ये दिल हो गया मैंने सदा चाहे यही दामन है बचता ये जिस्मों से मैं तेरी कसम ख्वाबों में भी बचता है फिर से ये नजरों से मैं तौबा मगर मिल गई है तुझसे नजर मिल गई है दर्द जिगर सुन जरा हो बेखबर जरा से हंस के जो देखे तूने मेरे पे बिस्मिल हो गया गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालने मुझको ओ मेरी यारो संभालना मुश्किल हो गया.
All right. Thank you so much, Tony. We do appreciate you. Do know that. Thank you. Very much appreciated.
Loved it. Definitely loved it. So while we're preparing for our next session, which I believe we have a few special guests who will be making some speeches for us, we're going to throw things back to the live chat on Facebook for another quiz question. So here it is. In the native Amerindian language, what does Guyana mean? So let us know in the Facebook chat. Again, that question, in the native Amerindian language, what does Guyana mean? Let's take a look at the chat, see if we have any answers coming in. So much love on the chat. I absolutely love it so much. So many people from all over Guyana that have migrated. We have people from Triumph, migrated to Kitchener, met to Mirzorg, moved to Canada. Whereas we have a viewer from Trinidad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see. So we have some answers rolling in for that quiz question. And if you answered Land of Many Waters, you are absolutely correct. So on that note, we're going to flip it over to hear from Narayan to introduce our guest speakers.
Yeah, so we have had a great piece so far with all the performances, of course, to start off our show tonight, which is a very unique one because very shortly we're going to obviously announce winners and showcase them and all of that. But before we do that, obviously, in life, sometimes we must pause and take things seriously. And as much as we want to entertain you and we want to highlight talent, and as much as we want to change the life of people and so on, if it wasn't for sacrifice of what our ancestor made and all of that, we would have not actually have this chit chat and this show, all of that tonight. And we would have not had it. That's for sure. And so I get it, and I know that not too many people like speeches and so on, but I want to let you know ahead of time that we have two speakers, and altogether it is less than 2 minutes. So do hang in there. A great message. One is from Pandit Dev Ramratan from USA, and also from a young pilot, Guyanese-born Burbishan number 64 village. Young fella, used to be an assistant priest as well too. He, which I used to do way back in Guyana and so on. So everything is all connected here in some shape or form. One of the reasons why we haven't invited prestige people to be on here, we feel that if we do all of that, we are basically inventing the wheels and we're not going anywhere. And so we are trying to give opportunity to a variety of different people, so that way we are not following a specific formula here. Usually the normal thing, we are going to invite member of parliament and we're going to invite mayors and all of that. After so many years, we realized that we need to change all of that, and so that's one of the reasons we're doing it a lot different today. So do take a listen of two educated gentlemen, as we present both of them to you. So we're going to start first with Pandit Dev Ramratan. Like I said to you, altogether is less than 2 minutes.
A day of reflection, a day of rejoicing. After many years of struggles by our ancestors, who fought tirelessly against slavery, indentureship, colonial domination, hardship, and oppression in all aspects of life, we were all awakened to a new dawn, to a new era when our nation gained independence on May 26, 1966. This year, as we celebrate as a nation this momentous day in our history, Let us, in all spheres of life, whether ethnicity, whether religion, cultural background, status that one may have in our society, let us all live harmoniously, cohesively, and in togetherness with love and unity.
Hi, my name is Andrew Chan. I would like to take this opportunity in wishing my beautiful native land and fellow Guyanese a happy and safe 55th Independence Day. I hope my fellow Guyanese are not taking the COVID-19 for granted and are continuing in following the guidelines laid by the health officials to be safe as always. Just wear a mask, wash hands properly, and keep your social distancing. Only then you will be safe from the virus and also protected.
All right, so that's it. It's nice and short and sweet. Based on experiences we have had, we want to keep it short and sweet and give it a message. And if you were listening, that young man, he remind us about this coronavirus situation here. So the people in Guyana, for those of you who are watching, and all over the place for that matter, if you have the opportunity to be vaccinated, do take the opportunity to do so. These vaccinations are not made by random people, just that. So don't be skeptical. We all need to do our piece to make sure we are fighting this thing. So now it's the fun time. So obviously we have had some good performances. That's what we normally do, but it is important for us to take things to the next level, right? And so we realize that we are going around in circle here. Everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody, struggling and not being able to take things to the next level and so on. But tonight we will change all of that. And so when I say change all of that, we are going to reveal the winners. So those of you who participated do know that we will only reveal the three winners. We are going to feature them on. You'll get to see the audition piece. You'll get to hear, see them perform, all of that. You'll get to see some extra pieces. We have decided, to do it in a way that makes sense. We believe that a singing competition should be judged based on singing, based on voice. Should not matter what they look like, right? Should not matter, anything of such except voice. Obviously, we all have different. There's a reason why we're choosing three winners, by the way, because we believe that there can be more than one winner. Right? It's always been a saying that, oh, you can only have one winner. I do not think so. We do not think so. So that we are changing another thing here. So of course there can be one winner because everybody's unique in their own way. We get it. Obviously it is a competition. So we did a really keen, strict judging. We looked deep and far for everything. We found judges who actually, are not Guyanese born, so they don't have any relationship with anybody as such. They just listen to the voice and they made their decision that way. And so that's the way to go, because if we are hanging out together, if we are doing things together, like it would make sense, right? For to have those kinds of folks to do the judging. So we wanted to be fair as possible. That's one of the reasons we will not reveal the names of people who participated and didn't make the cut. Right? Because we know as a professional social worker, we know that everybody's unique in their own way. But at the same time, some of us are better than certain things. There's a reason why I put up a post that not everybody who owns a mic is a singer. That's not a bad thing. That is an accurate statement. So what I mean is, I'm not a good singer, but I am good at different things. Right? So that's what that means, right? So if you are not a good singer, that does not mean that you're not a good person. That does not mean that you don't have capabilities, right? It means that your strength lies elsewhere. And I'm a perfect example of that. So this is what we are going to do. We will, and I will announce the winner one by one. And once we announce the winner, if you are watching, for those of you who participated, I will encourage you to log on. So we'll get you on here. Then we are going to feature that person, and then we'll kind of do it that way. We will talk about pricing and all of that. But when we keep hammering out and saying that the life of these three folks will change forever, what we mean by that is We are not looking for a number of shares, a number of likes on any platform here. What we're looking to do, we're looking to mentor and mold these folks to be really good individuals, right? It's just like if somebody have, if some people have a fancy house, but they're not happy people, right? Or you have a beautiful fancy car, looks shiny from the outside, but inside the mind of the people, they're not happy, right? So we want to mold these people so they're strong, so they will be good representative. Because keep in mind, Guyana technically we have more Guyanese living out of Guyana that actually live in Guyana. So the winners actually, they have lots of responsibility because they will be representing the Guyana diaspora. It does not matter how well you and I can sing. The winners will be doing that. They will be getting all the opportunities, unique opportunities that they would have never have really if it wasn't for this competition, because we will provide opportunities to them and they will decide. They are not obligated to anything at all. If they're motivated to do certain things, the option will be there for them. And so that's the uniqueness. So we're not just throwing away cash just like that. We do not believe in handout. I don't believe in handout. We believe that if somebody is passionate about something, they will find ways to really kind of make it work for them. And the good news is that we will be breaking all the barriers that have been facing them. That's what we'll be doing. And so if they are up for the challenge, then so shall it be. But they're not obligated to any of that. I would like to say to people as well that we haven't had any female enter the competition. We have had lots of inquiries, but female and so forth, and male too. We've had over 100 people, inquire about it and so forth. But we only had, well, that's still a lot, 50 people really submitted all the pieces. And I think it has a lot to do with the old-fashioned way or the way competition, usually kind of carry out. Because keep in mind, we do it totally different, right? Strict criteria. In fact, a few participants suggested for us to do public voting. If we were to do that, then that would have not make any sense because we would have been doing the same thing that what other people are doing. So I'm gonna get the ball rolling here, is okay with you, and I'm gonna announce the first winner. And when I do that, then I'll be featuring the audition of the person, so that way you get to see the audition piece and so forth. So it's a really good second half we have set up for you here. I can tell you that much for sure. So you guys ready for us to make that announcement here of the first winner? So let's do it because that's the whole purpose of the show. Let me quench my thirst here.
Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat if you're ready to hear the first winner of the Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch 2021.
So in no particular order, I'll be revealing the first winner, and then I'll be featuring. So the very first winner is Zahir Khan out of Toronto. So I'll be featuring his audition right now, and then we are going to continue on.
On my side, she looking so lovely, so tender and fine. Man, I can't stop staring to her beautiful eyes, and I don't wanna know what it's like to be without her. And I know this is real, cause the way she makes me feel, yeah, she's my brown eye beauty. She's my brown eye beauty. She's my brown eye beauty. Won't tell no lie, she's a cutie. It could be from this drink that I just had that's got me feeling for your loving so bad. Now please excuse me if I'm out of line, but girl, the way you looking looks so divine. And there's this question that I need to know, and girl, it's something that I just can't let go. I'm saying, baby, when you're gonna come my way? Hey, I'm loving all your vibes and all your energy. Hey, एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो मुझे
तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर तुमने मुझको हंसना सिखाया ओ तुमने मुझको हंसना सिखाया रोने कहोगे रो लेंगे अब रोने कहोगे रो लेंगे अब आंसू का हमारे गम न करो वो बहते हैं तो बहने दो मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर चाहे बना दो चाहे मिटा दो चाहे बना दो चाहे मिटा दो मर भी गए तो देंगे दुआ में मर भी गए तो देंगे दुआ में उर उर का कहेगी खाक सनम ये दर्द मोहब्बत सहने दो मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर दिल चाहता है वो कहने दो मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर लाखों है निगाह में जिंदगी की राह में सनम हसीन जवान होठों में गुलाब है आंखों में शराब है लेकिन वो बात कहाँ हो लाखों है निगाह में जिंदगी की राह में सनम हसीन जवान होठों में गुलाब है आंखों में शराब है लेकिन वो बात कहाँ लत है किसी की जादू का जा रंग डाले दिल पे किसी का जमाल लत है किसी की जादू का जा रंग डाले दिल पे किसी का जमाल तो ये निगाहें कि रोकती है राहें तो ताकती है राहें देखो, ले लेके तीर कमान है। लाखों है निगाह में जिंदगी की राह में, सनम हसीन जवान। होठों में गुलाब है, आंखों में शराब है, लेकिन वो बात कहाँ। जानू ना दीवाना में दिल का, कौन ख्यालों की मलिका। जानू ना दीवाना में दिल का, कौन ख्यालों की मलिका। बिगी बिगी रुत की छाओ तले, मान लो कहीं वो आन मिले। बिगी बिगी रुत की छाओ तले, मान लो कहीं वो आन मिले। कैसे पहचानूं कि नाम नहीं जानूं, कैसे पहचानूं कि नाम नहीं जानूं। किसे ढूंढे मेरे अरमान हो, लाखों है निगाह में जिंदगी की राह में, सनम हसीन जवान। होठों पे गुलाब है, आंखों में शराब है, लेकिन वो बात कहाँ है, लेकिन वो बात कहाँ हो, लेकिन वो बात कहाँ। ये दर्द भरा अफसाना सुन ले अनजान, जमाना जमाना में हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी। मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना, मैं हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी। मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना। कोई भी वादा याद न आया, कोई कसम भी याद न आई। मेरी दुआई सुन ले खुदाई, मेरे सनम ने की बेवफाई। दिल टूट गया दीवाना, सुन ले अनजान, जमाना जमाना में हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी। मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना, मैं हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी। मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना। याद पुरानी आने लगी क्या, आंखें झुका ली क्या दिल में आई। देखो नजारा दिल पर हमारा, कैसी हमारी महफिल में आया है साथ कोई बेगाना। सुन ले अनजान, जमाना जमाना में हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी। मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना, मैं हूँ एक पागल प्रेमी, मेरा दर्द न कोई जाना.
All right. Congratulations, by the way, to you, Zahir. Very well deserved. And to the judges, obviously, we do appreciate you. So we will find ways. And so, Zahir, this is, your trophy. We hope that it will motivate you. This is you, for you. As you can see, it's all there. And because you live here in Canada, it will be a little bit easy for us to find a way to kind of present this to you and so forth. By the way, at the center here, this is solid Guyana gold, 22 karat gold. So just so you know that. And so if you move from one house to the next and so on, don't just put it in a cardboard box, or sell it at a garage sale. So congratulations to you. Nicely done. And because and after we present the other two winners, we are hoping that they can join us here, and then we will will kind of really give some advice and tips and so on, because you guys will become role models now for the newer folks, for people who've been in it for a long time, at least for another full year. So it's what you make out of it, and you wouldn't be thrown on your own. We are building a strong foundation for you guys, and we are doing what's important first. So we're focusing on you, and then all the other flashy pieces and newspaper write up and all of that, we'll work on that afterward, right? It's just like if you buy a set of boards, you have to build that house before you start to do the painting, right? We don't want to do things backward where you start to do the painting and make it look shiny from the outside, but the foundation is not strong. So you guys are in good hands is what I'm trying to say here. So let's move on. We're going to announce the next winner. And the same deal, you're going to get to see the addition piece as well, and then you'll get to see the performance. So let's get this ball rolling here, so that way people can move on with their life as well too, because I do realize that people have busy life as well, but do know that we appreciate all of you joining us. Obviously, when it comes to these kinds of things, cultural stuff and so on, it's not really a hot type of thing, but it's important for us to kind of keep it alive. And so that's one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing here. So the next point, any guests at all? No, you guys would know because you guys, we never shared the video. Obviously, only the judges. It was those videos that came in. It was sent to the judges. They've listened. They've went to training. They've listened properly. They all have good hearing. I can tell you that much for sure. So if you're not hearing properly in your end, check your earphone or your connection or your hearing or something, because I can tell you that that's how we did it. And all the winners, by the way, I should mention that the submission came in late, but because we're flexible, we did end up taking it still, but that will disqualify them for some of the prizes, because we wanted to see motivation as well too. And I get it that it can be a little bit scary entering a competition and things of that kind, but anything with us is not scary. Our job is not to to kind of put you down. We have the skills to kind of lift your spirit up, so never be afraid of reach out to you. So anyways, the next winner is to Steve from the USA. So it is my pleasure now to feature his audition here.
तुम सुन ले तो आओ कभी, छू कर तुम्हें खिल जाएंगी, गर इनको बुलाओ कभी, बेकरार है बात करने को, कहने दो इनको जरा, खामोशियाँ तेरी मेरी खामोशियाँ, खामोशियाँ लिपटी हुई खामोशियाँ.
जाने का गम और ना आने का गम, फिर ज़माने का गम क्या करे। राह दे के नजर रात भर जाग कर, पर तेरी तो खबर ना मिले। बहुत आई गई यादें मगर इस बार तुम ही आना, इरादे फिर से जाने के नहीं लाना, तुम ही आना।
Honorable judges, Mr. Narindat Sukram, ladies and gentlemen, viewers all, I just want to say it's an honor to be a part of this Music Monarch competition. Thank you so much for having me.
पल दो पल की ही क्यों है जिंदगी, इस प्यार को है सदियाँ काफी नहीं, तो खुदा से मांग लूं मोहलत में एक नहीं, रहना है बस यहाँ अब दूर तुझसे जाना नहीं, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, सुहाना हर दर्द है, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है। तेरी मुस्कुराहटे है ताकत मेरी, मुझको इन्हीं से उम्मीद मिली, चाहे करे कोई सितम ये जहां, इनमें ही है सदा हिफाजत मेरी, जिंदगानी बड़ी खूबसूरत हुई, जन्नत अब और क्या होगी कहीं, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, सुहाना हर दर्द है, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है। तेरी धड़कनों से है जिंदगी मेरी, ख्वाहिशों तेरी अब दुआएं मेरी, कितना अनहोनी का बंधन है ये, तेरी मेरी जान जो एक हुई, लौटूंगा यहाँ तेरे पास में, हाँ वादा है मेरा मर भी जाऊं कहीं, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, जो तू मेरा हमदर्द है, सुहाना हर दर्द है, ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। अपना ही साया देख के तुम जाने जहां शर्मा गए। अब तो ये पहली मंजिल है, तुम तो अभी से घबरा गए। मेरा क्या होगा सोचो तो जरा, हाय ऐसे ना आए भरा कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। आपका अरमा आपका नाम मेरा फसाना और नहीं, इन चुकती पलकों के सिवा मेरा ठिकाना और नहीं। जगता ही नहीं आंखों में कोई, दिल तुमको ही चाहे तो क्या कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। यूं तो अकेला ही अक्सर गिर के संभल सकता हूँ मैं, तुम जो पकड़ लो हाथ मेरा दुनिया बदल सकता हूँ मैं। मांगा है तुम्हें दुनिया के लिए, अब खुद ही सनम फैसला कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए।
All right. So congratulations to you, Tasif. Excellent job there. And do know that you are a star, right? And so is Zahir Khan, and so is our next winner as well too. So you guys have, a different kind of role. So once I announce the next winner, we'll have you guys on here. But also we will have to continuously mentor you guys, because you guys will need that, because you guys are at a different point now, right? You will be role models. So one of the simple things, just before I forget, is to make sure all the winners, that is, make sure that you are avoiding all the negativity on Facebook, by the way, because people are watching these things, right? So that's going to be a number one thing. And so because you're going to be a role model now, so don't, not because if somebody posts something there, you automatically think that posting is for you. Those kinds of thing, right? And so you don't want to get yourself messed up with any kind of thing, and you want to be role models and really stand out from the rest. We'll teach you guys all of that because those are the unique things will set you guys apart. But how are you guys enjoying the show so far? By the way, I have a next winner to announce, and then we'll have them on here, and then we'll kind of share a little bit pieces more and things of that kind. But in the meantime, though, I should remind people that our diversity and inclusion concert is coming up on June 26th. If you are interested to be part of it, we're a little bit more loose when it comes to diversity and inclusion. If you are interested to participate, do reach out to us, and we will be happy to kind of add you on to the show. So don't be afraid to reach out to us because we want to continuously, discover and promote and so forth. So our next winner, Prestige, for those of you tuning in here, we are crowning 3 people to kind of celebrate, Guyana independence. And that's one of the reasons we created Guyana's Diaspora Music Monarch. Originally, we wanted to do the Chutney Monarch, and then we realized that we needed to broaden it a little bit more. And then we get rid of that chutney thing, right? What that means is that the chutney is still in there. So, right? So music monarch. And so that was a beautiful thing. So if people were to submit, gospel singing, whatever it is, even religious song, that would have been fine. Bhajans and things like that. I'm surprised people didn't. That's what most people started at. I'm surprised people didn't submit that way. People tend to forget those things because it was judged based on your pure voice, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of song you sing and things of that kind. Anything that was good for daytime TV, obviously, would have been fine. But my pleasure, obviously, to introduce the next winner. The next winner is Shane Sam out of Kitchener, Ontario. So take a look at his audition as well, and then we'll have them join us here.
गीत रे ओ मेरे मितवा मेरे मीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मितवा नाम न जानू तेरा देश न जानू देश न जानू कैसे मैं भेजू संदेश न जानू ये फूलों की ये झूलों की रुत न जाए प्रीत रे आजा तुझको पुकारे मेरे गीत रे मेरे गीत रे ओ मेरे मितवा रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरे हंसते खसामा हो गए पहली जा फिर जाने जाना हो गए रफ्ता रफ्ता वो मेरे हंसते खसामा हो गए आने से उसके आए बहार जाने से उसके जाए बाहर बड़ी मस्तानी है मेरी महबूबा मेरी जिंदगानी है मेरी महबूबा आखिर तुम्हें आना है
This is Shane Sound. Hey! Let me go! बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया ए बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया हुस्न का आशिक हुस्न का दुश्मन अपनी यादारों यारों से जुड़ा ए हो बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया ए बचना हसीनो लो मैं आ गया para 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 pa 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 ये दुनिया में नहीं है आज मेरा सा दीवाना प्यार वालों की जुबा पे सबकी रंग भरी आंखों में आज चमक रहा है मेरा ही नशा ए हो बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया ए बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया आदब से शाम देती है सलामी
All right. You're gonna get that.
सांस करते हैं गुलामी हो कोई पर्दा हो या बादशाह आज तो सब मुझ पे फिदा ए हो बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया ए बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया.
All right, congratulations to you, Shane. And congratulations to all the winners, by the way. Do know that you I hope that you realize that things have changed for you, because this is not the regular kind of competition people are accustomed to, right? We really dig deep before we kind of decided, because we never wanted to compare apple and oranges. That's one of the reasons, by the way, we have selected 3 people rather than 1, because we believe that they can be more than 1 winners, as you can see, because they're each individual, as you can see, they are unique in their own way. There are some people can sing better than some, though, and there's no question about that. I will give you a good example. When we go to the grocery store, right? Let's say we're buying apple and banana and so on. And Guyanese people are good for this, right? They're not going to randomly pick any banana and randomly pick any apples and oranges. They're going to dig and dig and dig and select their best ones, right? So we all have different unique talents. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? So there are some people who can sing better than some. There's a reason why we are not revealing the other people who submitted here, because that's not the purpose of what we want to do, for people to kind of compare each other here. So we wouldn't do that. So that's one good thing about what we're doing. There are advantages and disadvantages doing it virtually. Because when you are singing, you have that opportunity to re-sing and sing it again until you get it right? Because that we would know, right? And so that's an advantage your side. But we recognize that. That's one of the reasons we ask people to send us those videos without any voice, without any mic, and not too many people can do that, right? And so because the voice part was, very important to us, and we realized that it's a challenging time we live in and so on, and it's hard to even, do things with this challenging, this coronavirus and personal issues and all of that. But sometimes, doing what you love and doing what you do best it's a form of therapy as well too. So thanks to all of you actually who made submission. Here you have absolutely nothing to worry about. There's timing for everything. Maybe it is not your timing. That's all that means. That doesn't mean that you are a failure in any way, kind of thing. We keep hammering these kinds of pieces, right? And we never wanted to do competition, but we realize also that there's a need to do it because it is not done correctly based on what we have seen. And so we need to straighten it. And we do not want to tell people how to do their thing, but we want to be an example so that people can follow. All right. So I will see if these guys are on. And so we're going to bring them on here. do take the opportunity to cheer them on and so on, give them the respect they deserve, you know, because they will need that. So, I mean, the trophy and all of that, we'll take care of all of that. Shane, yours is here. We'll do all of that. And to thief, yours will be coming to your home directly. I can tell you that there, that's for sure. There, shipping costs, you know. So we are thinking, you know, we didn't want to ship it here and then ship it elsewhere, and so it will be shipped to you, and you know, so you don't have to worry about that. And we are going to continuously invite all the 3 winners for different mentorship sessions and so on, private mentorship session. They're not obligated to do anything, but we really want to mold them really well, kind of thing, because that will be important. So let me bring in them one by one. Let me bring in Zahir is on here. If any other person is available to join us, you know, to see if I believe I send you the information there. Do join us, and let me bring in you know, the judges and so on. They're here. I'm gonna bring in whoever is available. I'm gonna bring in people here, and Lee. We're gonna bring in Lee here and so on, and I'll try to kind of thing. But yeah. So Zahir, you can hear me?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
hear me?
good. Look, anyways, congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you to the judges.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Lee, you can hear me, Lee? Oh yes, Lee, you can hear me, right? Lee, if I'm not sure, I'm not hearing Lee there, but
Yeah.
okay, good. Look, anyway. Oh, Lee, you can hear me?
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you to the judges.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. So and Roy, thanks for joining us here. So what we are gonna do, we want to value people's time. So we'll start off with if Steve can join us, and Shane, if you guys can join us, and do join us as well live here. In the meantime, Roy, welcome. How are you doing? Thanks for being part of the show, by the way.
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So we want to value your time, but if thanks for joining us here. So what any advice you can give to the winners, you know, do take the opportunity to do so. I mean, you've been in it for a long time. You're a mature individual. These folks are younger. We want to utilize all the resources possible to make sure they become, you know, superstar. They are already superstar, but we want to continue to take it to the next level. So what advice do you have for them? Any advice you can give to the winners, you know, do take the opportunity to do so. I mean, you've been in it for a long time. You're a mature individual. These folks are younger. We want to utilize all the resources possible to make sure they become, you know,
Just hearing a
superstar.
little.
They're already
I'm
superstar, but we
hearing
want to take it to the next level.
triples.
So what advice do you have for them? Any advice you can give? So are people hearing me or not hearing me? Because nobody's responding to do so. I mean, you've been in it for a long time. You're a mature individual. These folks are younger. We want to utilize all the resources possible to make sure they become, you know,
Just hearing a little.
They're already
I'm
superstar, but we
hearing
want to take it to the next
triples.
level. So what advice do you have for them? Any advice you can give? So are people hearing me or not hearing me? Because nobody's responding to do so. I mean, you've been in it for a long time. You're a mature individual. These folks are younger. We want to utilize all the resources possible to make sure they become, you know,
Just hearing a little.
They're already superstar, but we want to. So is anybody hearing me at all? Nobody's responding here. Roy, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty well.
Okay. So yeah, so I was asking you to give any feedback you would like to give, and you guys, you want to turn your volume down on your end because I'm hearing back my own thing here, my own feedback. So you hear it from you guys. They become, you know,
Just hearing a little.
so go ahead, Roy. It's your turn. Go ahead. Is anybody hearing me at all? Nobody's responding here. Roy, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you well.
Okay. So yeah, so I was asking you to give any feedback you would like to give, and you guys, you want to turn your volume down on your end because I'm hearing back my own thing here, my own feedback. So you hear it from you guys. They become, you know.
Yeah, there is a little feedback,
Go
but
ahead, Roy. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anybody here at all? Nobody's responding here. Roy, are you hearing me?
yeah, I'm hearing you well.
Okay. So yeah, so I was asking you to give any feedback you would like to give, and you guys, you want to turn your volume down on your end because I'm hearing back my own thing here, my own feedback. So you hear it from you guys. They become, you know.
Yeah, there is a little feedback,
Go
but
ahead, Roy. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anybody here?
Oh, okay. Hey, you guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. All right. No, tonight was really good to have this type of presentation, to have you guys competing like this. I know you guys are young bloods, and the one of the main things I can say is that like success doesn't come from being like being a big performer somewhere, but it really comes from the inside and your heart and being happy. And I think whatever you can do and you can strive to be happy inside, then a big success come that way. And so in life, I hope you guys do things in moderation. Take good care of yourself. Make sure you're not abusing anything, and keep your body healthy and your mind. And with the talent that you have, I think you'll be able to go very far. So that's basically my advice for you guys. You're on the right track. You're performing, you have the courage, the confidence, which is the main thing. And just do things in moderation, and you'll be able to go pretty far. I mean, just keep up the good work and put in the work, and we're looking forward to see you guys in the future. So I'll let somebody else take it from there.
All right, thanks, Roy. So the best thing to do is if you guys can turn your mic off when you're not speaking because of the feedback. But that's okay. That's okay. We're live here, so that's not an issue. So Lee, if you can hear me, go ahead and share anything I would like to share with these guys. So I'll let somebody else take it from there. All right, thanks, Roy. So the best thing to do if you guys can turn your mic off when you're not speaking because of the feedback. But that's okay. That's okay. We're live here, so that's not an issue. So Lee, if you can hear me, go ahead and share anything I would like to share with these guys. So I'll let somebody else take it from there. All right, thanks, Roy. So the best thing to do if you guys can turn your mic off when you're not speaking because of the feedback. But that's okay. That's okay. We're live here, so that's not an issue. So Lee, if you can hear me, go ahead and share anything I would like to share with these guys. So I'll let somebody else speak from here. Lee, I cannot hear Lee. Or mic off when you're not speaking because of the feedback. But that's okay. That's okay. We're live here, so that's not an issue. So Lee, if you can hear me, go ahead and share anything I would like to share. Mic off when you're not speaking because of the feedback. But that's okay. That's okay. We're live here, so that's not an issue. Me, go ahead and share anything I would like to share. Mic off when you're not speaking because I'm not sure what's going on, but anyways, I can hear Lee. So to see if maybe you can unmute yourself and maybe say a few words. Congratulations to you. Then we're gonna go around the circle.
Can anyone hear me?
Maybe you can unmute yourself and maybe say a few words. Congratulations to you. Then we're gonna go around the circle.
Okay. So it's gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna still hear you while I'm speaking, but first off, I just want to say a huge thank you to the judges, everyone that was part of the decision making in this competition. I didn't even know I would have made it. I was, a little bit late on the submission. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone, judges, Mr. Narindat, Sangeeta, the whole team. Late on submission. I'm just honored to be a part of the inaugural Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch. I'm elated and happy that I'm one of the first winners of this competition. Music Monarch. That would basically stick with me forever, because whenever this is going to be mentioned, it will always be Tosif, Zahir, and Shane, the first three winners of the competition. I also, would like to take the initiative with this crown, being a winner in this competition, to be able to help others as well, just like myself, who was at some point was not even out there, and just took that muster that courage to get out there and entered in the competition. So moving forward, our next year's competition, I'm available. I'll be available at your disposal. If you need me as part of the team, I will be more than happy to help with future. You did also mention that that there are some if you need, what is that, like some prizes that didn't get onto me. I don't know, because I was late. Are you saying that I didn't get that golden trophy? Some prizes that didn't.
No, yeah. So let me answer that.
I don't know.
Can you hear me, right?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh no, you get everything else. No. When I say you, I mean everybody was late submitting. So not you.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
no. So you get your golden trophy with a 22 karat gold. Don't you worry about that.
Awesome. I'm so happy.
No. So you have the only thing is that all of you disqualify for is some unique pieces we wanted to do, but what happened? We have to follow certain procedure as well to you, and ethical pieces and so on. But we
Okay.
have lots of stuff that the idea is not to make everything public, and not everything we have to put on Facebook and social media and so on. We want to mold you guys into superstar. You guys are already superstar, but you will need continuous mentorship in order to to take things to the next level. We're going to provide all of that to you guys. We have all the resources you guys need to take things to the next level. We have writers working on doing songs. You guys will have the opportunity to do one song together, the three of you. It is not you're not obligated to do it, because we are not trying making money out of you guys here. We are trying to to see you guys shine and grow. That's what we're doing here. We are giving back, and we are in a good. We have had so many people reach out wanting to sponsor and offer cash dollars in the thousands. Actually, I refuse every single penny, because that's not the purpose of what we're doing here. We are in good shape to make sure that you guys are in good shape, and so you're not losing out anything. So don't worry about the late submission. Is what I'm saying.
No, I just want to say finally, just before I finish speaking, I just want to say, I thank you so much, Mr. Narayan Sukram. I thank you to Sangeeta, your whole team, for making it different, making it unique and different from any other competition. And I love that. And hats off to you guys. Thanks again.
Yes, and so let me add quickly. Looks like we're not having feedback now, and that's a good news. I mean, we are live; anything is possible with the live, But anyway, so we talk about the mentorship. That is it is key, right? You guys actually did all the hard work already. We know that what you guys have done, very tough thing, because we continue to push you guys in different ways, and I get it. We knew it, but the thing is, we wanted to see how much you guys can handle, because you guys will have these kinds of opportunity, right? And you will have to be able to do last minute thing. You will have to give up certain things and all of that. But when you give up certain things, we have things in place that will compensate for all that. We'll talk more about it off camera, because not everybody has to know all the details, like I said to you, right? But you guys are the stars. You guys are the representative here in North America to represent the Guyana diaspora. So what that means is that when people reach out to us for RTs, when unique special events and so on, it will be the three of you. You will through you first. And if you are available and you want to take the opportunity, then so shall it be. If not, then we go down the list of other people. We have these opportunities all the time, all them, and especially like Zahir, you do a variety of different genres of music, and so on. And so you have the potential to even reach out to not only the Guyanese people, like more different people. So the opportunities is there. right? Because only so much we can do, right? You know, but then you guys have to do the rest, really, right? So if you have a gig where you have to perform somewhere, it will be your responsibility to practice and so on. But we will mold you guys so well with stage presence and camera present and how to dress and all of that. We have people to do all of that. So you will enjoy lots of beautiful pieces. So let's hear from Zahir a little bit. If you can hear me, Zahir. Yeah,
Yeah,
there,
you
go
can
ahead.
hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah. First off, I'd like to thank the judges. Thank you, Narayan. Thanks, Sangeeta, for putting this whole thing together. Um, I can only see this really getting bigger and bigger, like as years go by. This whole competition. So I'm really glad to be one of the three first winners to actually to start this whole thing off. Also to the other two, Shane, to see if you guys did an amazing job. The three first winners to actually I'm hearing
Start
feedback
putting
now.
up.
Also to the other,
Continue speaking now.
yeah, yeah.
You guys did an amazing job.
Yeah. So like Tasib said, this whole competition is really also to the other,
Continue speaking now.
yeah. So you guys can hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say, but so like like winning, there's a famous saying I would like to say, it's in a Bob Marley song. It's like wisdom is worth more than diamond or silver and gold. So that's what I get from this, competition. Most people think, oh, you win this amount of dollars, it really takes away from the competition aspect of it and like the music aspect of it, because some people just do it for the money or whatever. But I think what we gain from this will really help us in the future in our own individual music careers. So I'm really glad that we get this opportunity. And once again, thank you to the judges for really going through all these performances and really narrowing down to us three. And I can't wait to see where this goes, and I'm just really glad for the opportunity. So thank you guys.
So let me add something quickly. So on this show, as we talk about uniqueness, on this show, you get the wisdom, as you mentioned, but you also get the goal.
Yeah.
So you get it all, right? So not only the wisdom, because
You know,
so wisdom is
that's why
important. We know that.
that thought came into my mind when I saw that trophy.
You guys get it all, right?
Yeah.
But very deserving. So let's hear from Shane. Shane is the youngest one, I believe. Let's hear from you a little bit, Shane. Anything you want to add, to say? Turn your thing on there and say a few words. All right, but very deserving. So let's hear.
Hello.
Shane is the youngest one, I believe. Let's hear from
Good
you.
evening, everyone. My name is Shane. I just want to say thank you so much for everything. This is a great accomplishment, and I've achieved and cannot wait for the next. I would like to thank you, Narayan, for the support and for pushing me to my greatest level. And I'm extremely grateful to my parents for their love and support for my passion for music, and I cannot, thank them enough. Congratulations to Tausif and Zahir. You guys are both talented singers, and I'm grateful to be in the same position you are all in. Thank you, judges, and thank you to all the viewers.
Okay, excellent job there, Shane. Excellent job. And so if Lee, if you can hear us, I cannot hear you. If you can hear me or hear us, go ahead. Okay, excellent job there, Shane. Excellent job. And so if Lee, if you can hear us, I cannot hear you. If you can hear me or hear us, go ahead. Okay, excellent job there, Shane. And how about us, Judd? Lee, if you can hear us, I cannot hear you. If you can hear me or hear us, go ahead. Okay, excellent job there, Shane. And how about us, Judd? Lee, if you can hear us, I cannot hear you. If you can hear
Hey,
me.
Lee, can you
hear
unmute
us,
your
go ahead.
microphone or something like that?
Yeah, we cannot hear him here, there. We cannot hear him, but okay, so you guys can hear me, right? Okay, good. Yeah. So to the winners, obviously, this is not a one night thing where we do a little competition and you guys are left on your own. Like I said to you, this is a different kind of thing we're doing. And so it will be a continuous thing for you guys. So we'll reach out to you, we'll kind of let you know all the details. There's cash involved as well too in terms of winning. They were a good chunk of cash that we really want to kind of to distribute. But you guys were late and we had to be mindful of of things that we set in place as well too. But that wouldn't limit any other thing for you guys, because lots of opportunities, a lot of things we have lined up, and so we are going to present them to you, and then you'll decide. For example, we talk about the song, we are working, we have people starting, and you will have full say as to how you want it to be and all of that, those kinds of stuff. And then you will be compensated for your time, in terms of putting it all together, things of that kind. So you will have to decide how you want to manage your time, because you guys work, and go to school and so on. But we have to realize as well too that if we are not working or going to school, then we are wasting time. So we cannot use work and school as as a barrier there, because we all have that kind of thing. So the opportunities will kind of be there for you guys. But I'm so happy for all of you. It would have been nice to have a girl in here as well too, but it is always next time. But it was open to every single body, and so we did not want to force anybody to be part of it, just so that it looks like we have a gender balance. It was open to every single person, and so kudos to the men tonight. Last time all the ladies were awarded awards and no men. We did that intentionally, and this time they had the full opportunity to participate. So sometimes a little bit of encouragement, but keep in mind too, on that note, women usually have more responsibilities as well too. Usually they go to work, come home back, cook, clean, take care of kids and so on. And so I think us as men too, we need to maybe offer a little bit of a support so that these ladies can kind of be part of these things as well too. All right. So and to the three of you, the one thing I will advise you guys for sure, you guys are public figure now, because we have what it takes to take you to the next level. So you want to make sure that you be very conscious as to things you say and do now. Anywhere you go, you have to live your life as if people are watching you. Well, people watch you anyway. There's always people watching you, right? But you want to make sure that when you are on social media, particularly, right? You do when people posting on there, you want to be very careful, when to comment, when not to comment, and so on, right? Very very important. You want to set setting on your Facebook, for example, so that people just cannot tag anything on your Facebook wall and stuff like that. And very important, right? That doesn't mean you're not supporting other people, right? Sometimes not liking and sharing is a way of supporting them, right? But people don't think of these kinds of things. So all of that you have to be mindful of, because people will be watching, because you guys will be representing, you guys will be performing on unique platforms, right? And if people Google your name and people start to see your behavior on social media, you will not be a good representation, and that's not going to be good for us and for me too. So you have to make sure you're representing all of us, so not representing only yourself. So keep all of those things in mind. So that's, and then I will be reaching out to you guys one-on-one for sure, and really lay out some stuff that we have for you guys. You need that intimate time to kind of enjoy, and not, like I said to you, not everything has to be shared in public. We have no obligation, by the way, to share everything on public, because nothing here, or the pricing or so on, was not funded by the public or no government or nothing of that kind. So we do not have any obligation to kind of do that. And that's one of the reasons we didn't even collect money from people, because something that can be a headache by itself. Because when people give something, there's a lot of other expectation and paperwork and so on. Because when I do something, if I collect money from people, then it has to be written down, it has to be documented and so on, and then that becomes a full-time job. I do not have time for that, and so and we don't need that anyway. So all of that, so that you guys know, like, we are not fooled by money. I like what Zahir said, it's about that wisdom piece and all of that, and we focus on that, and all the other pieces, the money and the glittery, will come, kind of thing. So I really congratulate all of you, and the judges. You did an amazing job. They spent lots of time to put all the pieces together, and so forth. they don't know any of you, and I think that was a beautiful thing. A few people were asking if they can, if they're allowed to vote and so on. Absolutely not, and that would have deceived the purpose of what we're doing, right? And so I'm hoping that people learn from what what we're doing as well too, because a singing competition should base on singing and nothing else. Because if we start to judge and we start to do different pieces, dancer and so on, then the prices goes to the dancer. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to judge background and so on, then whoever did that background, the prize go to the person, right? But you guys did the singing, and then you deserve all the recognition for the singing. So it was irrelevant. And I'm not a big fan of virtual background, but I have to give kudos to Steve for choosing the perfect one that fits the song so perfectly. And that's a beautiful thing. So you get me to change my mind now, but very because it really kind of turned me off usually. But you guys, all the guest artists, they did, even their choices of background and song was just perfect. So it looks like people are learning. So that's a good thing. Wisdom is all over the place now. So that's enough for me here, but I want you guys to know that you guys are the first set, and do know that we're going to reach out to you, and congratulations to all of you. I don't know if Sangeeta wants to say anything, any last word. You go ahead, Sangeeta.
No.
And so on. We do know we appreciate you guys. always.
Absolutely. Congratulations once again to all of you for becoming our 2021 Guyana Diaspora Music Monarch class, I guess you could call it. And to everybody else out there, now you know what the competition is about. You know how it's run. You kind of get a little insider look at what the submissions look like from our 3 winners tonight. So I encourage you all to start working on your songs, start putting together your submissions for next year, because we're definitely hosting this again 2022. And just shout out to my ladies out there. Let's represent next year, okay? Come on, we can do this. We can totally do this. You have nothing to lose by making a submission, because as you learned today, we only feature the submissions of the winners. So you really have everything to gain. And just congratulations once again to our 2021 Guyana Diaspora Music Monarchs. This title will forever be yours. And, we know that you guys are going to live up to it. Absolutely. And there's your trophies. Can't wait for you guys to get those.
Yeah. So what
little piece of home attached to that.
Yeah. So what we're going to do as well, we're going to have a show with the 3 of them. And so to the viewers and listeners, you want to keep that in mind. We're going to have a show with just the 3 of them. They'll be performing as 3 stars now. They are going to get paid for performing and so on, and things of that kind. So a lot of unique pieces that I've never enjoyed before, they're going to get that opportunity. So make sure you treat them with respect, that full respect. They are the chosen winner. The opportunity was open to a lot of people, well, to everybody rather. And sometimes people are a little bit hesitant, and these guys decided to take that risk, and it paid off for them. So congratulations again to all of them. And that's going to be it for me. We kind of did it within 2 hours, which is pretty cool. We've done 2 things within 2 hours. We have done the award show, we've done the regular piece. So that's awesome. So so that's it for us, to the viewers and listeners. We thank you, we appreciate you as always, but do consider joining our diversity and inclusion concert, which is on June the 26th. And so what we're going to do, every 3 months, we do the diversity and inclusion, and that's a good way to get started, to build your confidence and things of that kind, because we are a little bit more loose when it comes to that, because we don't compare anything there. But at a certain point, we have to take things to the next level, and that's one of the reasons we've done this piece here tonight. And we hope that you can consider doing all of that, right? And we are going to make sure that we want to be fair to people as well too. So usually, we'll do like first come first serve. So we're not kind of if you are able to submit your stuff for the diversity and inclusion, that will be such of a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, by the way, that's different, right? And so this has nothing to do with Guyanese and so on. We wanted to do something special for this piece, for the Guyana, independence, and specifically for the Guyana diaspora, because sometimes we have to take care of ourselves too, right? we cannot only look out for the Guyanese people, we continuously do, but we needed to pause and make sure that we are paying attention around us, right? And to stay it open, right? Because we cannot feed off an empty bucket, right? And so we have the full strength right here, and that's one of the reasons why we've decided to do it. So thank you all. To the panelists or the people, all of you here, stay right here for now. But thank all of you, and for those of you who share the pages and so on. We're not too keen about the sharing and so on, because our main thing was to focus on these folks, right? But thank you all for those of you who took the time to share and join us. We do appreciate you. So until next time, on behalf of myself, Sangeeta, our judges, our special guests, and the 3 stars here tonight, we all would like to join together and wish you a great today and even better tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon.